cases by providing tools for tracking appointments, pain scores, and injury photos.
Yay!
Woo!
Alright, so I'm Kenny Elison. I got roped into this last minute, so I'm excited to be here. The app is called Record. I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, so follow me on LinkedIn. I'll tell all kinds of stories on there. I was at a pitch contest the other day for CES, and there were 10 pitches done, and 2 out of the 10 pitches were about flying cars. Like, holy crap, we live in the future. How cool are flying cars? They're actually building them. They're actually working on an official race for flying cars. That's a real thing. We live there. That's super sexy. What a cool pitch. Mine is not that. I am building an app for car accidents, okay? So who all here has been in a car accident before? Raise your hand for me real quick. Keep your hand up if you used an attorney. You guys used an attorney? Not know about, oh man, most of you put your hands down. All right. So there's one thing for certain. If you've been in a car accident or you know somebody that's been in a car accident, there's one thing that everybody knows about car accidents, and that is that car accidents suck. Okay, they're the worst. They're so inconvenient. Whether or not you caused the accident or not, man, they just take away so much of your time and your energy. It's not good. Money, you lose money. It's just a big pain in the butt. My story actually starts quite a long time ago. I started in 2004 at a law firm. I did not plan on working in law. I got hired as a Spanish-speaking interpreter, so I actually speak Spanish. I spoke Spanish for about 6-7 years, and throughout that time, I helped the law firm digitize all their paper files, brought on a case management system, really learned technology. I actually ended up doing a lot of the hearings for clients. I participated on a lot of the stuff inside the law firm and learned to love it. And I was sitting with the attorneys one time, and they had to pull up a report that showed how much money they made. And before they pulled it up, they said, hey man, just go to law school. I was like, okay. I pulled up the report, and like, dang, all right, I'm gonna go to law school. All right, cool. So I went to law school for a year. Law school is 3 years long, and I left after that, and I never became an attorney. I went and started a digital agency and ran websites and marketing for companies for 10 years. The reason I tell that story is because fast forward to just a couple years ago, or a year ago now, and my boss from back in the day hits me up and says, hey Kenny, we're working on some software in our firm, we want to take it to the market. I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested in that. So we went and looked at it. I did a ton of research on what they were building. It was actually a really cool case management system. I looked at the competition, and the competition was about $200 to $300 million ahead of us already. It was just too much. It wasn't a good idea. That became known as our first pivot. And my story has a lot of pivots in it. I'm posting about them on LinkedIn right now. I'm not going to tell you all of them right now. But I spent 8 months researching personal injury and figuring out exactly what we were going to build for these people. Went through all kinds of different ideas. Got told no way too many times. It was painful to come home after another interview and be told that that was a stupid idea. But it happened a lot. But one thing I did learn from all those interviews, well, 2 things. The first thing is that clients are super important in the process. Makes sense, right? Like without clients, there's no cases. But clients are really, really important. They have all of the information regarding a personal injury case. They attend the doctor's appointments, they attend all the visits to the MRIs. They are the case, and without them, there is no case. The other thing that's true about clients is that they're really hard. They're really hard because most people, has anybody been in more than one accident? Most people don't get in car accidents, right? And when you get in a car accident, you're not good at being in a car accident, so you rely on your attorneys to tell you what to do in your car accident. And lots of times, since attorneys have thousands of cases, they don't tell you everything that you need to do on the case, right? They leave you to figure it out on your own. You go to your doctor and try to figure it out with them. So I was interviewing one of my friends, and one of my attorney friends, and I was talking through this. We were on our umpteenth pivot, and he said, you know what, Ken, let me tell you about my favorite client. I was like, all right, what's your favorite client like? So well, my favorite client, every time he would go to a doctor's appointment, he would text me before the appointment, tell me he was going, and then he would text me after the appointment and tell me he went, and he would tell me what happened at each appointment. And then at the very end of the case, he showed up at my office with a spreadsheet of every single appointment that he went to, all the things that they did, all the bills, all the records. I mean, it was just, he just handed it. All I had to do was send it to the insurance company, we were done.
It went out of
Man,
full
that's
screen.
pretty slick. I mean, I'm an Excel guy, so I love the fact that he used Excel. But I was thinking, you know what? That's not too difficult. Like, I could probably do that with more clients. Like, that's simple stuff. And so we started. Oh, what happened? So
There you
we
go.
started figuring out how we could help these people out, and we came up with 4 ways to help out personal injury clients. We could help them get all the treatment that they needed. We could help them get their car fixed. We could help them stay connected with their attorney, and we could help them get compensated. And the reason we found these 4 things is because there's an age-old problem in personal injury, and some of you people who have had personal injury attorneys before probably can speak to this. Attorneys don't communicate well. You always feel like you're underserved by your attorney. Everybody, if you've ever had an attorney ever, usually doesn't like their attorney, just because that's the nature of the beast lots of times. But clients, we have a higher and higher expectation, especially post-COVID, to be super connected with everything that we're doing. And so attorneys, who have often lived 2 decades in the past, haven't had that luxury of communicating with the clients very well. So we came up with Record. Record's an app for clients who are in an injury to have immediate access to the attorney. They are able to upload all the documents that they need, they're able to upload all the information, they're able to give all the things that they need to give to the attorney, as well as being educated along the process. Lots of times, if there were a perfect symbiotic relationship with one-on-one, an attorney and one client, the attorney could take really good care of that client. But attorneys can't do that. So our app fills in the gaps, and it helps educate and inform and keep people on task, helping make their cases worth more and more money, which is a really good thing for everybody involved. Our motto has become make every client a great client. That's what we strive to do, to make every client the best client possible. And when they asked me to do this, I am blessed right now. I'm fully funded at this point, which is cool. So I was like, what do I ask for, right? What do I ask for? My ask is simple at this point. I need more research. I'm wanting to talk to more attorneys. I've already spoken to about 100 people. I want to talk to more personal injury attorneys, more people who have been involved in car accidents, or more doctors or other professions that are involved in personal injury. So if anybody has any of those and you want to talk to me, there's my contact info. That's my roll-up card. Please hit me up. I'd love to sit and have coffee, whatever it is. We can hang out and talk shop about Record. That's it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Super sexy, right? Super sexy. Like flying cars.
My first question is with the types of attorneys. Like, is it good? How does it work going across state lines? So, like, I grew up in Chicago and Illinois, and so I know, for example, there's certain things that you can't do because the state regulates it that way.
Yeah, so there's a lot of laws that change as far as policy limits and what you can and cannot ask for from the insurance company, but the process of handling a case from start to finish is almost identical. And what we're actually doing is we're being a little more reactive than proactive. So we're asking for information that the attorney, maybe they had an appointment, so we want to get that log, or they had something else, we want to get that log. So we're not necessarily telling them, and it's not going to be hard to manage inside of each state. So it should go nationwide very easily. And actually, we've run some tests online, and there's international possibilities too. Personal injury is everywhere. The laws get significantly different overseas, but it is possible to implement across the pond.